Hi, this is Tim from timradney.com, and today I'm going to talk to you about an issue you may come across when restoring a database. If you've ever worked on a SQL migration, moving a customer from one environment to another, whether it's one data center to another data center, doing a migration to a cloud, you should be very familiar with SQL Server Backup and Restore. Many times I'm working with a customer and they're sending me backup files that I'm restoring to a new environment that the company has deployed. They have their standard environment. We get this database, we go to restore it, and there's just not enough room. And I'm scratching my head trying to understand how is it that what should be a small data set, I can't restore because it's telling me I need hundreds of more gigabytes or some size that isn't available. So I wanted to step through how are some ways to look at things. First, let's just try to restore this large database. And what I did is I created a large database. It's empty. It's 80 gigabytes in size, sitting on a USB drive. I'm going to try to restore it to my local C drive, which only has 50 gigabytes available. So this should fail. And it does. It gives us this nasty message saying there's insufficient free space on the C drive, that I need a whole lot more room than I actually have. I have roughly, say, 36 gigabytes. I need 80 plus to do this restore. So that's kind of ugly. What are some options to look at information about this backup file? So a customer sent me this. I don't have direct access to their SQL server. But can I look at things from the actual backup file? Yes, we can look at the header only. So restore header only from disk and point to the backup file. So I can see they didn't give a backup name. There's no backup description, but I can see the user that kicked it off, what server that it was on, the database name, database version, lots of information here. Looking at this backup size, big number, but that is only approximately 92 megabytes for the actual backup. So it's tiny. And if we go here and look, the actual backup file compressed is around 36, 37 megabytes for this database that was 80 gig in size for the data file and 1 gigabyte for the log file. So compressed 36, 37 megabytes. Well, why is this very, very small backup file, am I not able to restore it? Well, if we restore the file list from that backup file, now it's going to make sense. We can see the actual size of the data file is 80 gigabytes and the log file is a gig. So this is a larger database, much, much larger than the backup file is showing. So if I have the customer run like sp_space used on the database itself, we can see that the database, yes, it's 80 plus gigabytes with over 80 gigabytes of unallocated space. So what does this customer need to do in order for us to restore this large database that should not be large? They need to clean it up. They need to shrink, reclaim all this empty space, do a fresh backup, and send us that file to do the restore. There's no reason for me in Azure, AWS, OCI, Google Cloud, another data center to allocate so much free space if it's not needed. So they need to clean up, and then let's do the migration. And then as business grows and things, and we need to add more volume, more storage, we can do that. But for this case, and this is an oversimplification, but I've seen this where it's told me I need close to a terabyte of available room. Go back, talk to the customer, and their database is actually about 30, 40 gigabytes. And just over time, it grew. They started archiving, deleting data, cleaning stuff up, but they never reclaimed that space. They'll never need that space. So we need to shrink it, clean it up, right size it, get a fresh backup, and restore that to the cloud. So I hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching.